What's up, guys? Dutogira here. Welcome to the third card review for the Argent Tournament, or no, not Argent Tournament, Grand Tournament card releases. So we got 4 new cards today. We'll be going over them. You can see them all right here, so I mean, feel free to peruse them while I discuss. But we're going to go from the left backwards, just because, honestly, I want to save the Priest and the new Legend for last, because I think those will be where my opinion gets most interesting. So let's just get these first 2 out of the way. First up, we got the North Sea Kraken. It's a 9-mana 9/7 battlecry, deal 4 damage. This is basically a slightly upscaled fire elemental, but it's not going to be clearing anything of a similar cost. 4 health isn't the sweet spot for late game minions, it's 5. So quite frankly, I don't think the North Sea Kraken is relevant at all. It's kind of a cool card, but what makes a really powerful card is when you get a downscaled version of a powerful card. For example, Blackwing Corruptor is a slightly cheaper, slightly lesser stat version of Fire Elemental, but the battlecry is the same. North Sea Kraken's battlecry deals a bit more damage, but it only gets +3/+2 and +1 damage for an extra 3 mana. And a 3/2 battlecry deal 1 damage. Well, I guess that'd be good, but I mean, honestly, because this card is a 9-drop, it's just too expensive. That battlecry is underwhelming, and the stats mean it's just going to get hit by a big game hunter. So I think that the North Sea Kraken, while it's kind of cool and might be impactful in Arena, is irrelevant and constructed. Next up, we got King's Defender, a 3-mana 3/2 warrior weapon. Its battlecry is for every minion with taunt you control gain +1 durability. Okay, so given that it's a 3-drop, if you want to play it on curve, that means either Annoyatron or Unstable Ghoul is what you're likely to want to run. No, this does not make Goldshire Footman playable, but a 3-mana 3/3 weapon is really strong. So in something like Patron Warrior, this might replace War Axe. No, it wouldn't. No, it couldn't replace War Axe. Could it? Because, I mean, we're not going to make a Taunt Warrior deck just to try to make this weapon, you know, super powerful. Harrison Jones is still a thing. But no. Let's see. Does this actually change what gets ran? Can this replace War Axe is the question, because Death's Bite, this inarguably cannot replace. Death's Bite deals 4, then 5 damage on turns 4 and 5 respectively, which means it'll clear a Shredder and then clear like a Belcher or a Lotheb or just some other 5-drop. So Death's Bite's ridiculously strong, but can it replace War Axe? Because you don't want 6 weapons in a deck. That's too many weapons. Yeah, King's Defender's cool. You might see a 1-of instead of War Axe in something like Patron Warrior or even Control Warrior, but actually having this replace War Axe entirely, I don't think will happen. That's a card to watch, though, because that's a really, really strong battlecry if you get enough taunt minions. We'll also touch on the card clarifications real quick, since that's it for King's Defender. By the way, King's Defender should be decent enough in Arena. It's still a 3/2 weapon that's strong. With Nexus Champion Sarad, the 5-mana 4/5, which I thought was not super relevant just because it has a chance to whiff and doesn't go toe-to-toe with other 5-drops. The clarification is the random spell you get can only be spells which are collectible. You're not going to be getting random user-generated spells. That would be crazy. And Kildara Drake, your hero power will become usable again if you use your hero power before playing it. And if he dies, you can still use your hero power 1 more time. Even if you've already used it a ton of times that turn. Okay. Cool. So those are clarifications on that. Next up, we got Sacred Warrior, a 4-mana 3/5 priest minion with the text, whenever a character is healed, gain +2 attack. This is literally any character, and this is a bigger version of Light Warden. See, I want to like this so much, because as a 3/5, that can attack a Shredder and survive. On top of that, turn 5, it could stay relevant, assuming you can heal yourself, because it could deal with, like, a Belcher. Oh my god, this card. This is so hard to evaluate. Because even the lowly Light Warden, a 1-mana 1/2 that gains +2 attack every time a character is healed, because that's summoned off of Light of the Naru, there are plenty of games where a priest goes just absolutely crazy off of like Pyromancer, Circle of Healing interactions, and Holy Nova and things like that, and just OTKs with a lone Light Warden that has like 21 attack up from 3 by the end of the turn. And Sacred Warrior could do that same thing, but it's far more durable and costs a bit more. And the thing is, it's durable enough to survive Shredder, so it's not like it's irrelevant simply because what's universally accepted as the best 4-drop in the game can handle this and still pop that Death Rattle minion. But at the same time, like, Shredder is so strong with a card like Velen's Chosen. Maybe this means you don't need Velen's Chosen all that much? No, what am I saying? That's blasphemy. But, wow. That is hard to evaluate. Let's see. This can't replace Auchenai, but that said, that doesn't mean it's useless even in a typical Control Priest. Like the American Control Priest that does run Circle of Healing with Auchenai, Blade Masters, etc. What would it replace in that deck? Something like Lotheb? Well, assuming the deck runs Lotheb. See, we could just go into Hearthstone. Let's do that real quick and just pull up like a typical priest deck. That would be the more Americanized control version. What could we drop from this deck for that Ancient Warrior? Or not Ancient Warrior. No, that's not what it's called. Sacred Warrior. You can't drop Vol'jin, you can't drop Harrison, those are tech cards. Belcher is Taunt. Light of the Naru, while it would seem the obvious choice, is actually in the deck not because it spawns Light Wardens, but because it also provides bonus heal against aggro matchups. That's pretty invaluable. And I don't think Sacred Warrior provides enough of a tempo gain, healing every turn against something like a Face Hunter to compensate. Thought Steal's too good against control matchups. Wait, there's double Light Bomb in this? You could drop a Light Bomb. And Sylvanas can't be dropped. Cabal can't either. Maybe you could drop a Harrison. Or maybe you drop one Light of the Naru. Or just drop the Vol'jin package altogether. Go get that other Light Bomb. Drop Vol'jin with Smite. And go pick up the 2 Sacred Warriors. That's where it could go in a regular deck. What about the list that I used to get Legend just now? Dark Cultist is too strong as a 3-drop to lose for something like that. That can't replace Black Knight and Toshli. Not with everything that's been happening lately, with giving Toshli such a buff. Like, the new Justicar Trueheart. That makes Toshli so ridiculously good. Because Toshli can take a hit from that and keep going. So no, Toshli can't be dropped from a deck like this. Black Knight, I mean, I don't like it. But I suppose when the meta rolls over, I could probably get away with it, because people shift away from taunts during meta rolls, because they want to be playing new cards. And taunt minions are not known for having ridiculously high stat lines. They sacrifice that to gain taunt. Maybe I could drop Black Knight. Maybe I could drop a Chow. Throw that in. I don't know. See, that Sacred Warrior just seems so strong. And even from a guy who 3 out of the 4 seasons he hit Legend, all of which being the most recent 4, used Priest to hit that, and has played Priest since Beta. I don't know if this is playable, because it seems like it can snowball so hard, and it can. But is that snowball potential good enough? Okay, hang on. Maybe I'm approaching this from the wrong angle. What about, like a Theft Priest deck? I actually deleted Theft Priest. This is Alchemist Priest. That's fine, I don't care that much for Alchemist Priest. We'll let that all go. No. So a Theft Priest deck would be running like double lawn. Double circle. Shrinks. Deaths. Thought Steals Velens. Shadow Madness is for sure. I don't think it runs Cultist. I know it runs Cabal. I know it runs Pyro. And Recombobulator. Okay, now I gotta start dropping minions. Because it's supposed to have Blade Master in here too. So let's get rid of the Light Bombs. Go grab the Blade Masters. Is this just a typical Theft Priest right now? Actually, we're on Hearthbound, we can net deck. It's fine. It should definitely have Sylvanas. So what goes for Sylvanas? 1 Recombobulator, I'm fine with that. And drop like a Thought Steal. No. Thought Steal fixes slower matchups. Maybe there's actually a whole... Okay, hang on. Let me... Let me put it this way. I'm not quite sure exactly where Sacred Warrior is going to fall. And I've spent a good, like, 10 minutes just marveling at it, trying to figure that out, but I am almost certain that this card will find a way into some Priest deck, whether it be an existing archetype like Theft Priest, American Control Priest, Japanese Control Priest, or whatever. I'm almost certain that that will find a way to work its way into some Priest deck. Kind of like King's Defender will work its way into some Warrior deck. The card just seems too good not to play. But at the same time, there are so many good cards that we already have, and that need to be elbowed out, kind of, that I'm not quite sure exactly what it will replace and in what deck it will fit. So, that's an interesting card. It's one that I would just peg immediately as saying, watch it for sure. Because I'm certain it's going to show up somewhere. But pretty sure that this will find a way into priest decks. He's going to find a way into some priest deck. Okay. I'm not going to get any more solid reviews status than that. I'm going to sit there and try to work this into some deck. It'll happen. But for now, that's where I'm going to leave it. It'll show up in a priest deck. I don't know which priest deck, but it will be there. It will see constructed play. At least briefly. As much as priest sees constructed play. Okay. So the last card that was released, Wildfred Fizzlebang. This is amazing. I was really hoping that actually we would get Mr. Wildfred Fizzlebang as a legendary, and we have. He's a 6-mana 4/4 Warlock legendary with the text, cards you draw from your hero power cost 0. Okay. First step. That will instantly replace Tharzan. Hands down, because even though Tharzan's sitting there reducing hero power cards even though Tharzan is sitting there reducing the cost of cards in your hand by 1 if you're a handlock, being able to tap into new cards, this thing will instantly give you a pretty sizable discount if you're playing handlock. What's more, you could actually make like a combo Warlock deck. I feel like something like Malygos Warlock, where you run both Wildfred Fizzlebang and Tharzan, would mean that you can just get a ridiculous amount of discounts on your cards and combo off in ways you shouldn't have been able to before. Does this make any previously unplayable cards playable in Constructed now? For example, Twisting Nether. Dang. I don't think so. I don't think relying on Mr. Fizzlebang to draw you Twisting Nether to make it playable, where it was previously unplayable, is a good plan. I feel like this guy will see play in Handlock instead of Tharzan. There's just too many good cards to hit in a Handlock deck. And it might actually mean that, given that we now have Fizzlebang, you actually can play the newest giant, where'd he go? Frost Giant, just because Wildfred Fizzlebang could make him cost 0. And on top of that, he will be discounted by the number of times you tap per game. While he doesn't come out for as cheap of a cost as the other giants tended to, with Fizzlebang in the deck, it's possible that he will now come out for free, which is ludicrous. Do we have any other Warlock cards? No. It's the only Warlock card we have so far. So, he's going to see constructed play, period. I mean, even though his stat line is not amazing, playing him with a tap, being able to go into Jiraxxus, any of the giants, something like Sylvanas, Shadow Flame, you name it, almost any card in Handlock is pretty good if it can get its cost reduced to 0. And the average converted mana cost in Handlock is higher than in any other deck, especially now that we have another giant to throw in there as well. So, Fizzlebang, I think, will see play in Handlock in place of Tharzan, even though his stat line is not at the ideal 5/5 target that it should be. If he were to be, like, just unquestionably perfect, that is. That might have been OP. Maybe he used to be a 6-mana 5/5, but he had to be nerfed because he actually could go trade with other 5, 6, and occasionally 7 drops and still had that ridiculous hero power. But I'm almost certain that Fizzlebang coming out will see Malygos Lock just becoming a full-fledged, like, Freeze Mage kind of combo deck that is meta-dominating almost. Because if you can hit Malygos with this, if you can hit... actually, does Warlock have any super potent spells that can be hit for a greater cost? Hellfire in something like Malygos Lock? Maybe even Bane of Doom? Bane of Doom might be stretching it. Most of Warlock's spells are already pretty cheap when you got Soulfire, Dark Bomb. Maybe it does make Bane of Doom playable, though, in a Malygos Lock. Maybe. What about crafting? Is there any spell I missed? No. Okay, well... what else could he warp? This guy will warp the meta. Period. Like, that hero power, or that text is too strong in combination with Warlock's hero power not to use. It might even make Garrison Commander usable in Warlock, just because now, where Garrison Commander previously had a ridiculous drawback of being overcosted for the effect that he'll give you in Warlock, if the cards that you draw from Wildfred Fizzlebang cost 0, that's a ridiculously good combo. And Garrison Commander now has minor synergy with Frost Giant, and Mountain Giant, and even, to some degree, Molten. That stated, if you were to try to play Garrison Commander Wildfred and tap twice in one turn, you don't have the mana for that. And no, playing the Maiden of the Lake, I believe she is called. Yes, Maiden of the Lake does not fix this, because Maiden of the Lake costs 4, is a terrible stat line for Handlock, or for Malygos Lock, or any other Warlock. And, is really only useful for fixing one specific scenario where you're holding Fizzlebang and Garrison Commander. So, that's a little bit of an issue that can't be fixed, except by Tharzon. Oh god, but you're a combo deck! So you play Malygos Lock with Garrison Commander and Wildfred, and now not only does Tharzon hit your combo components and reduce them by 1, but you play Wildfred with Garrison Commander, tap twice in one turn, and get 2 more cards that are now 0 mana cost. Oh my god, Malygos Lock is busted as crap now. Blizzard, what have you done? Thoughtsteal. See the Velen deck that I've gotten to Legend with twice? Add a Thoughtsteal in there, maybe. Get Wildfred Fizzlebang. Oh wait. No, that doesn't work! No! Card you draw from your hero power. Now I'm sad again. No. This all said, this does not make Justicar Trueheart playable in Warlock. Justicar Trueheart taking away the ability to hurt yourself is a non-bow for Handlock, is a non-issue for a combo deck. And again, in something like a mid-range Demon Lock or Zoo, this card is a loss of tempo when your hero power is used to regain tempo. So, I mean, you'd have to hero power a ton of times to make up for the fact that you play Trueheart, and that's not worth playing. So, Fizzlebang is going to see constructed play. I'm pretty sure that now Malygos Lock is going to be ridiculous. Heck, the fact that we have Tharzon along with Fizzlebang might even make Garrison Commander playable in Handlock. The problem is Handlock has just such a Handlock is such a static deck. It's so hard to change anything in there because you need taunts for the aggro matchup. You need board clears. You need some sort of late game for the control decks like Jiraxis. Oh, we need to... Is there... I want to see the interaction when Mr. Wildfred Fizzlebang is in play when you summon Jiraxis. What happens? Is there like a hidden synergy where Fizzlebang will actually die if you play Jiraxis while he's in play? Or does he say something if you tap and pull Jiraxis from your deck and he's costed at 0? So much... Oh my god. I love Fizzlebang as a card. I was waiting for him to be released. I'm so happy he is released. And honestly, I don't think Blizzard could have done a better job with this card, because while this does change things, one, it changes things toward combo decks, and I'm a combo player. That's just how I roll. I'm never sad to lose to Patron Warrior, unlike the majority of people on Hearthstone right now. I still think the deck's a high skill deck. It's a skillfully made combo deck by whoever originally crafted it. And even if it's a little busted, it's still cool. Druid's the exception because Druid is a 2-card combo. and there's no way to deal with it. You can't, like, out-tempo a druid. You need taunts. You need all these things. But Fizzlebang's amazing. He's not quite overpowered because he cannot, in terms of board presence, deal with minions of a similar cost. But he enables combos. He's high value. I love this Wildfred Fizzlebang thing. Honestly, I need a Fizzlebang t-shirt or something now. I'm on the hype train. But that's it for today's card review. We're going to be seeing Malygos Lock. I'm going to try to figure out how to work Sacred Warrior into Priest. North Sea Kraken is irrelevant and constructed. And King's Defender, I feel like it's in a slot with Sacred Warrior where some deck is going to be able to use it. And it's going to be good in that deck. But it's not for every deck of that class, and it's not busted. Not quite. So, I really like today's card releases. I'm excited for the grand tournament now. And I'll see you guys tomorrow when they release new cards. Take care.